Hey everybody out there, you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. You're joining me and a very special guest who was web slinging into the corner today. Would you like to unveil your identity?
Yes, I am Josh Keaton.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. It was awesome that you could agree to be on here today, especially due to the fact that everybody has been basically drooling in fanboyism for your arrival.
Well, hopefully I can wade through the mess.
Did you bring any protective gear?
I brought my galoshes.
Oh, that'll work. Now, I'm kind of curious because, with all big actors out there, there has to be a beginning to the story. So where did you originally find your interest in acting?
Well, I was a kid that wouldn't shut up, and now I'm an adult that pretty much has the same problem. But I was always a really precocious kid. I would always talk a lot, even when I was little, and talk to adults. I never wanted to talk to kids. I always wanted to have like grown-up conversations. And my older sister was she still is in the entertainment industry, but she would audition a lot, and I would tag along. And I remember there was a commercial that she was auditioning for that I wasn't even there for the audition. I was just there. And I ended up chatting with somebody who I didn't realize until later was one of the casting people for this commercial. And I ended up getting hired for this commercial. It was like an Oshkosh commercial. And my sisters never let me hear the end of that. But that's pretty much how it started. I was a little kid, and I did a bunch of stuff growing up, guest spots here and there. And I actually did some animation even back then. I did Peter Pan and the Pirates with Tim Curry and the Back to the Future animated show. And then that was pretty much it for voiceover for a while. I was focusing more on camera, and there weren't, I guess, as many projects that I was right for. And it wasn't until Hercules, the Disney animated movie, I did that. And after that, I started getting more opportunities for, a voiceover agency came into the works, and I've been with them since. And that just opened a bunch more doors, and then voiceover kind of took off.
Well, I can see how. I mean, it's Disney.
Yeah, definitey.
And that was
a really cool thing to be part of a Disney movie, because I grew up watching them, and they stay around forever. So in a very small way, I guess I'm kind of gonna live forever as young Hercules and Spider-Man.
Oh, that's cool.
Other stuff. Yeah.
That was kind of their golden age too, where they had Pocahontas and Hercules and all that coming out.
Have they ever not had a golden age? I mean, like all of their stuff. I can't think of a Disney movie that I haven't loved.
Well, I will say, and if you don't mind me throwing my personal opinion out there, I love that they're returning to traditional medium.
Yes.
With The Princess and the Frog. I'm kind of getting sick of the CG thing a little bit myself. So
it's understandable. I dig the CG, but there's a kind of magic that the traditional animation has always had, and I love seeing that come back.
Yeah, it has a sort of magic to it and an appeal. I mean, everybody out there has told me Tangled is amazing. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't judge.
I haven't seen it either.
All right, then we're in the same boat of loneliness and absolute destitute. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, I just stay here right in my cave and never leave, never see the sunlight.
Oh, you're a hermit too. High five.
Yeah. Used to play WoW, kind of still do a little bit, and yeah, it's not really conducive to leaving the house.
Actually, since you brought up video games, I am kind of curious because you kind of started voice acting in video games when they were becoming a bigger medium. That must have been kind of interesting to see that sort of grow.
It was, and I got to see it grow from both sides of the mic, I guess, or the game or controller, because I grew up playing video games. Like, that's all I did when I was a kid. That's all I wanted to do was play video games. And I remember when they first started having all the cutscenes and really trying to make it less of a side scroller and more of a story. And I dug that because whenever I play video games, I really like getting immersed in everything. I really like being immersed in the world and the story and really getting to experience every facet of it. And they just didn't put a lot of time into the writing and into a lot of the scenes. And as a result, whenever these scenes would come on, it was all you could do was try to figure out how to skip them because they were awful. They would take you out of the story and really just put a damper on everything. And so I'm really pleased that video games are getting looked at more as a storytelling medium. And I know the technology's had a lot to do with it as well, because now you could fit so much more on the discs and compression and all that. So you can really have these amazing scenes. But I'm glad that they're starting to get taken more seriously, that you see a lot more experienced actors doing them, and that they're even now. I remember when I first started doing them, that they would give you a script, and the script would just be your lines. You wouldn't get any context of scene at all. And that's slowly starting to change. Now when I go in and do a lot of video games, I'll get everything. I'll get the entire script. I'll know the story, and that helps so much, having a context to really be able to act within. Because otherwise, you go in, you're doing your session by yourself, and you have no idea what the other person is going to do. You have no idea how to react off of them, because you're not. Essentially, you're just acting by yourself. So it's great. It's great to see that's getting changed.
And definitely those scripts, I keep hearing that they're getting as big as Harry Potter books, if not bigger nowadays.
Well, they're huge because they're interactive. So there has to be, I don't know if you remember Choose Your Own Adventure books from way back in the day.
Oh, I used to read those all the time.
Oh, yeah, I remember when they wouldn't let us use them for book reports. But, yeah, you have to have so many different open-ended situations, and they put in things if the player stays idle for too long, all those little Easter eggs. There's so much more to record, because it's not just a linear story. There's all kinds of other things that they have to account for.
And then you have, sort of the tough side of video games, which is reaction sounds. I mean, a good example to bring up is Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which a lot of our listeners are playing right now. You have to do all the and all the death screams and everything like that. So that's
the most fun part.
Oh, really?
To be honest, yeah. Because I guess I must look kind of funny when I'm in the vocal booth, because I'm actually doing that to myself. Like, if I'm getting choked in the game, I got my hand around my neck and I'm like choking myself, because how else are you going to get the sound? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's definitely a skill to being able to make all these noises and move your body so that you get the sounds right, but without that body movement being heard on the mic. It's tough. So you end up doing unnatural things to get the sound, and so it looks very odd. Maybe I'll tape myself one day and put that up somewhere, because it does look pretty silly.
That would be pretty hilarious. And I would think, depending on the type of death, you would have to react in so many different ways,
Oh, of course.
Most people wouldn't think, oh, I got stabbed with a dagger, versus I got stabbed with a chainsaw.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, you gotta take in what kind of weapon it is. If it's a blunt weapon, or if it's an edged weapon, or if it's something that's gonna shiv you, or something that's gonna cut something off, or if you get hit in the stomach, or if you get, there's so many different sounds, and you really just have to imagine that happening to you, and putting it out there.
Is there a memorable death scene that you can think of that really stands out to you?
I remember I did this game called No More Heroes for the Wii, and I played this psycho mailman who was also an assassin, and he had nipple guns and a crotch laser, and he ends up getting completely cut in half, and that was kind of fun. He talks all tough, and then at the end he's like wanting his mommy. That was fun.
Oh God, why haven't I played that game?
It's pretty funny. It's told in a really funny tone. Great dark humor. It's a really cool game.
I keep hearing they're going to bring over an HD version for PlayStation 3, and I think maybe Xbox.
Really?
Yeah, I keep hearing about it, and then I keep hearing, no, we're not going to, Ubisoft doesn't want to, whoever published it, and then now they're like, oh, well, we picked it up. So I keep hearing that back and forth.
Interesting. I wonder if Destroy Man will come back for that one.
Ooh, that would be nice.
His name's Destroy Man. I mean, how much cooler can you get?
Well, some people would argue that Spidey is a little bit cooler.
Yes, he is a Spider-Man versus a Destroy Man.
I would personally argue that Ocelot's a little bit cooler, honestly.
Ocelot is pretty cool. You gotta respect the guy that's got, whatever kind of technology he wants at his fingertips, but he still wants to have those revolvers, man. He loves them. That's such a cool little character tidbit. Love it.
And I actually, when I was doing a little bit of research, I heard for Metal Gear Solid specifically, you got to record a little bit with other people.
Yes, that was one of the first video games that I did where that was the case, and I think that's why the stories go so well in them, because there is a lot of interplay actually between the actors. But yeah, I got to be in the room with David Hayter and Jennifer Hale, and I've worked with Jennifer Hale and David since on a few other things. Just really really cool people.
And that's sort of an iconic series. I mean, I'm not saying Spider-Man or anything else pales in comparison, but in the video game world, Metal Gear definitely has attracted a huge fan base. That must be kind of...
Well, it was one of the, I mean, honestly, it was one of the earliest games to have that kind of a story and have it done so well, where attention was really given to the progression and character development. And I think that's probably why it attracted so many fans.
Definitely.
You got into it.
I will say it because I'm a big nerd, so let me just nerd out a little bit.
Congratulations.
With Metal Gear Solid 4, I remember that was as soon as I got that game, I think I cried like 8 times in that game, and I played it straight and I didn't sleep, because people are dying left and right, and the struggles of the characters are just because they're characters I kind of grew up with.
Sure.
That it just pulled on my heartstrings, and I continuously, had to keep playing and figuring out what happens. And it was the same thing throughout the Metal Gear Solid series. There hasn't been a Metal Gear Solid that hasn't made me cry.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. That's really cool. I mean, just the fact that a video game could do that. That's amazing to me.
I think that's a really cool thing that technology is sort of doing, and sort of the way video games are being taken nowadays. It's not just about, as you said, the side-scrolling. It's about, the acting and the characters and, every sort of portion that kind of sucks a person into it.
Sure. And it's interactive, and that's how everything has to be now. I mean, it can't all be one way. You even have things like Twitter and Facebook, and you're commenting back and forth, and video games are pretty much like a movie, but that way. It's interesting to see how it might be applied in the future, because, I mean, you look at these games like Warcraft and even Civilization and things that have this immense character building or world building, and you can really apply a lot of these concepts to life. And I mean, who's to say what's going to happen in the future? Maybe games will be the way that we train for pretty much everything, because everybody always likes to play.
Metal Gear Solid VR training.
There you go.
I'm kind of curious, are there any games that perhaps because you sound very much like a gamer, is there anything you're playing right now?
Wow. I fell off the wagon. I started playing again. I lost like a year and a half of my life to it. And then I do like the fact that they made it a lot more accessible for casual players, because before it had to be your life if you wanted to get any kind of cool gear, and now it's different. You can definitely play it and not have your life revolve around it, which is neat. I like driving games because I'm a car guy. I love Forza. I'm waiting for the next one because it's gonna have the Top Gear track apparently, and I really really want to drive on that. And then I've also been late on a lot of games. I just started playing Red Dead Redemption. Kevin Michael Richardson actually got me that for my birthday because it's one of his favorite games, and he's like, you gotta play this. So we've been playing Blur as well. That's a racing game that's, the physics aren't really that real on it. It's more like arcadey physics, but it's like Mario Kart with real cars, where you have like real cars and you can still have grenades and landmines and all kinds of cool stuff. And then obviously FPSs. I'm a big fan of Black Ops and the Call of Duty stuff. Let's see, what else am I playing right now? My wife's playing Fallout, and she's getting ready for Skyrim to come out, as am I, because I was a big Oblivion fan. Pretty much just anything. I can't really think of any particular genre or type of game that I like more than any other. It's all good. They all have their pros. And it's really just what I'm in the mood to play at that time.
I can understand that. Right now I'm catching up on Dead to Rights Retribution.
Very cool.
Yeah, that came out like so long ago, and I was a fan of the original series, and I was like, oh no, I finally got to it.
I think one of the other reasons I'm always so behind on games is because I'm an achievement whore. So
high five.
Oh man, yeah, are you one too? Awesome.
I played Hannah Montana to get the trophies.
Okay, that's a little farther than I.
It's okay. It's okay. When I worked at a game store, my 28-year-old boss rented it before me for the trophies, so I feel all right. Yeah.
But, I mean, it makes me take forever on. I mean, I'm still popping in the first Assassin's Creed because I'm still trying to collect all the flags. It gets a little ridiculous, and but I can't stop, so I'm just going to keep doing it. It's okay if I play them late. It's all good.
Oh, definitely. And for everybody out there who's listening, we're going to take a very short break, but don't go anywhere because, well, our special guest isn't going anywhere. We hope. We've tied him down. Don't worry.
No, I'm not going anywhere. Yeah. That's down successfully.
So keep it tuned to 91.8 The Fan, everything you want and nothing you don't.
Hi, I'm the Celtic Guardian, but you guys can call me Dave. When I'm not busy being sacrificed in order to summon monsters that are halfway useful, I like to listen to 918 The Fan, one of the hottest online radio shows on the worldwide internet highway. Thing. Did I mention I have like 1,400 attack points? That's a big deal in my world, you know. Plus, I have a sword. Does the Blue Eyes White Dragon have a sword? No. Fuck the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Seriously.
Hey everybody out there, you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. You are still in my corner. I still have a special guest in the corner. We haven't untied him yet. Apparently he's making SOS signals.
No, I'm trying to escape, but I'm in my own house, so it's not very successful.
And no, we were kind of talking about behind the scenes, but are there any projects that recently came out or anything that you're working on that you can talk about that you'd like the listeners to know about?
There's Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which is out right now, and I play Spider-Man in that, and I am extremely annoying. So I have plenty of really, really annoying moves to spam at your friends and make them really mad at you. And then I have Transformers out right now, the animated series on the Hub, in which I play Jack Darby. What else is out right now? There's like 4 or 5 other things that I'm working on right now that I'm not able to talk about, which sucks. But when I can talk about them, I will definitely love to chat with you guys again about those.
Oh, that would be lovely. It does seem though that the more video games are becoming more mainstream and getting more of an audience, that those specifically are releasing their cast list a little bit earlier.
Yeah, they're actually starting to make it into a thing now, whereas before, like, nobody would ever really talk about the voice actors in anything. It's kind of neat that it's becoming something more recognized.
And I think that's kind of neat too, and it makes our job a little bit easier because we've had voice actors who we've known have been in something, and we'll contact them and they're like, we can't confirm or deny, so we can't schedule, so we have to schedule everything on like the last day as soon as it comes out.
Exactly. Yeah, that's always the tough thing. What do you say? What do you say when somebody asks you, hey, are you going to be in this? And it's like, if you are, you can't say no, because then you're lying. But if you're not, then you can't. Wait, I just confused myself. And see, that's why it's very hard to answer those questions.
No comment. No comment.
But some people take no comment as a confirmation too, because there was a rumor going around before Transformers came out that I was going to be Bumblebee in the show. Nobody had announced that I had anything to do with the show, and suddenly the internet had decided that Josh Keaton was going to, Bumblebee, all that. And Bumblebee doesn't talk, possibly yet, in our show. And that's not a spoiler. That's just me leaving it open.
Still, that must be kind of obnoxious, especially when you want to tell friends, too. Like, it's the show, like, maybe they really like, and you're like, oh, I can't tell you.
Well, it depends, because I have certain friends that definitely know how to keep their mouth shut, and then I have, in many cases, even closer friends that I can't tell things to because everybody will know. Yeah.
Well, that's understandable. And now, I wonder, at all, do you do the convention circuit?
That's something that's new to me, and I've gone to Comic-Con and WonderCon pretty consistently. But I had no idea that so many other animation and anime cons and things like that were around. I mean, I was very aware of Comic-Con, but I wasn't aware of I'd say a good 70% of the cons that do happen, and I'm getting approached more and more by them to be guests, and I mean, I love that kind of stuff, and not just for meeting everybody, but I like going and buying toys and buying stuff.
Toys.
Yeah.
I love the action figures.
Huge geek. Yeah.
Are there any coming up that you can announce that you're showing up at or that you're an actual guest at?
I am going to be at WonderCon promoting something, but I can't talk about it yet.
Well, I will actually be there as well.
But I'll be at WonderCon. So if you'll be there, then yeah, definitely come say what's up.
I'll spot you out of the crowd.
Sweet. I'll be the guy not wearing a Spider-Man costume.
Well, that might be a disappointment. We'll see. Now, I'm kind of curious, do you have a web zone or a Twitter or Facebook where people can keep updated on,
I do.
New
I have
rules?
they could go to my Facebook fan page, which I think you could just access my Facebook by, I think my vanity thing is Josh Keaton. My Twitter is also at Josh Keaton. And they can also go to my website at joshkeaton.com. And that's actually probably the best place to get to everything because there's links to everything on that site. Links to the Facebook, links to the MySpace that I still log into every once in a blue moon, and Twitter, all of that.
All right, awesome. And before we get to our very special surprise, we're going to be doing something a little bit different at the end of this interview.
Cool.
We ask everybody if they'd be willing to participate in a 91.8 The Fan tradition.
Okay. Without knowing what it is, I will be brave and say, yes, I will participate.
We basically ask you if you'd be willing to do live on air a radio bump for us.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. We were wondering if you could essentially say, my name is, I do this, you insert your name and what you do, and you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
Okay.
So whenever you're ready.
Hey, what's up? This is Josh Keaton. I am the voice of Spider-Man, and you are listening to 91.8 The Fan.
Oh, you didn't even need to take two. That was fabulous.
Sweet, thank you.
That was absolutely fabulous. Well, what we're going to do here, and we're actually going to do this live on air, this is kind of something new that we've never done before, is we're going to invite a few fans into this. So this will be interesting, to say the least. Stall for time. This is
Okay, sorry.
Actually, I thought that was hilarious. Let's see. Now, the only disappointment here is that they might be fans.
They're just talking to me. That's...
Yes. And nobody else gets to talk with you. But we're calling them into the call right now. We actually have some special fans here.
Very cool.
Would you like to introduce yourself, fans?
Oh my God, we're big fans of Josh Keaton.
Yeah.
We have a question for Josh.
Okay.
So Josh, you were the Flash and Aquaman in Justice League Crisis on Two Earths.
Yes, that is correct.
And I was just wondering, as Aquaman, what are your powers?
Let me see here. I can run real fast.
No, that was the Flash. That was the Flash, not Aquaman.
That's right. I have a ring. Yeah, I have this ring. It's pretty sweet.
What does Aquaman have? I thought that was Green Lantern.
You know what? You're absolutely right. I have a lasso. No, wait, I don't have a lasso. I don't even know what the heck
that was Wonder Woman. She's not even a man.
What are you saying?
Wonder Woman is pretty cool, though. Just
She's hot.
Not debating.
The funny thing is that I know these guys.
I know you do. They really wanted to join the call.
It's Hatch and Crows. They're good friends of mine, actually. And wait, where's Matt? I was hoping he explained to me this whole Zelda timeline thing.
Well, part of this.
Oh yes, Hatch. Do you want to explain? Well, first of all, let's go over that. Hatch and I actually do a show on 918 The Fan every Saturday night.
Yeah, they kind of just talk for 2 hours and BS.
That's awesome. I didn't know. Why didn't you guys ever tell me this? Thanks, friend.
Sure thing.
Could have come on for an interview a little bit sooner. Just saying, Chris.
You know what I'm saying?
Ouch, I feel. Well, anyway, a good friend of ours who is in the same comedy band, Matt, gets kind of pissed at us because we're obsessive about the Zelda timeline. Isn't that right, Hatch?
Yes, that is correct. And this is kind of, I think, this is all Crow's idea, and it's revenge for that time that Matt had you post something on his Facebook, I think it was. What was it, Crow's?
I can actually say that Matt has never had me post anything on your Facebook.
Really?
Yes.
No, you messaged me.
Yes, that came straight from the heart, Rose. That came straight from
we can't actually say that, though.
We can't say that, but anybody that knows Crows, it's kind of like a catchphrase. It suits you, Crows. I say it with love.
Well, I think Matt needs a little love right now.
I think so too. I think he needs to be a part of this Zelda timeline discussion.
I think he's an expert at he's an expert at the Zelda timeline, and I think he needs to educate. So I think
why did I let this happen?
Have we just devolved into all sorts of silly at this point?
Hey, it's fine with me. At least I get to laugh at a few people on my birthday.
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Since, apparently Matt has totally hung up on us, Hatch and I, every time we tried to call him and ask him about his opinion about the Zelda timeline, we figured, he would never hang up on you, Josh.
How are we going to call him?
Patch him in here?
Well, can you put your cell phone on speaker and call him that way?
Let's figure this out. Let's see how we can do this.
Let's see if we can do this.
All right. God, do we have to be quiet?
Hold on.
Yes, Jackie, you have to be quiet.
One sec. Hold on. Crap. Okay, here we go. It takes forever to find a phone number. All right, one sec. You might need to get that delay ready in case he curses. Yo, Matt. What's up, man? It's Josh.
Can I give you a call back in 2 minutes?
Yeah, real quick. Just need you to think about this.
Yes.
I have a... Well, actually, you know what? Just call me back. Call me back in 2 minutes.
All right. Now, seriously, 2 minutes. I'll call you right back.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
See, that was the problem with the plan. He's probably at work right now.
Yeah. See, I was going to do it, but I didn't think that it would be a cool thing if he had to, run right there. It wouldn't...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good for us, though. It means he can't curse.
Yeah, we want to savor this. We want to savor this moment.
Now, for those of you out there who are confused, because this has sort of tumbled very quickly into something else.
This got real esoteric real fast.
Yeah.
Crows and Hatch basically wanted to make fun of Josh, our special guest, a little bit by asking him about Aquaman. And then they wanted...
Well, actually, they weren't making fun of me.
And this wasn't really even my idea. This is all Crows.
Yeah,
they have a song. They have a song called Aquaman. And at a performance that they did at the last Comic-Con, I went up on stage and I was Aquaman for the thing. And there's a whole thing within the song about, basically Aquaman is a bit delirious and isn't quite aware of his powers, and he's going through all of these other things that are not his powers and being called on it, and hilarity ensues.
And then Josh dances around like a fish.
Oh, yes. I danced around like a fish. I was doing the Aquaman, which was something that I would like to say that I made it up right there on the spot. I was doing these gill motions with my hands while I was dancing. But actually, my wife came up with it, and I stole the joke from her, as I steal most of her jokes.
I'm kind of curious why this wasn't filmed.
It was filmed. It's actually on the internet.
I don't have a copy.
Oh, yeah. You can
linked you to it before, Jackie, too.
Well, half the stuff you link me to is about, Gabe Newman, and then I really don't care anymore. But I will...
don't know
we
who
can
that
post
is,
that
but...
video in the chat for the listeners to see and stuff.
Oh,
but
yes.
Also, Josh is working with us on another project.
Yes. How much can I talk about this?
Well, we've kind of alluded to it on our show, kind of a bit, right, Hatch?
It's
yeah.
It's a musical. It's a musical about zombies and the impending invasion. Brains. Yeah. It's going to be cool. I'm
really excited for that, and hopefully
we haven't really done too much with it yet in terms of actual recording, but once we do, that it will be a lot of fun to get out there.
Oh, definitely. As soon as I heard about it, I knew it was something I needed to be a part of. And yeah, I've heard the music and gotten a chance to read the script, and it's awesome. I really can't wait to see how everything turns out.
Now, some of my listenership isn't very familiar with the Crows and Hatch and making fun of Matt, so could you, one of you, explain?
I would not be the one to explain because I just kind of joined in.
The basic story of this is that one of Crow's many visits to us when Matt and I were roommates, Crows and I just started talking, and the conversation turned towards Zelda, and we went on and on and on about the timeline, and for some reason Matt really got annoyed by this, and so from then on it has been kind of a running joke between Crows and I, and including our friend Matt, to ask him about the Zelda timeline and try to work it into conversation in various points.
So basically, you're using Josh to get Matt mad.
Yes.
I'm a pawn in an evil game.
Well, it's okay. I think I was too.
You were an unwitting pawn.
This is all Crow's evil plot. All Crow's evil plot.
I knew about the whole thing, but I was a little bit worried because it was like, Crow says he knows everybody. How well does he know Josh to where we can do something?
Crow kind of does know everybody. I've been pretty surprised. I think Crows knows more people than I do.
No.
I would think so. I didn't say I didn't put a quantifier or qualifier. I didn't say what kind of people.
Touche.
I think Crows knows more people than I do.
By the way, the video to the comic concert with Josh doing Aquaman is now in the.
Wait. I in all fairness, I was not doing Aquaman.
The Aquaman.
Yes, I was doing the Aquaman. Wait, well, that's not really any better.
It's a dance.
I was playing. I'm just gonna stop talking.
Yeah.
All I can think of to say to remedy this is, can you do the Wonder Woman 2?
Most certainly. Notice how my voice just dropped like an octave when I said that? It was pretty sweet.
I see how it is.
So, what's it like to voice Aquaman, Josh?
I actually had it. What are you talking about in Crisis?
Crisis on Earth.
It was kind of a whirlwind thing. Hold on.
Okay, here we go.
Matt. Hey, what's up, man? Quick question.
Yes.
I've been thinking about this, and I figured you would be the person to ask. Can you explain to me the Zelda timeline?
You really are calling me while I'm at work to ask me to explain to you the Zelda timeline? You're talking to Crows and Aaron Hatch right now, aren't you?
Oh, man.
I don't know if Matt can hear me, but you're live on air on 91.8 The Fan on our primetime show.
You were just live on the air on the Fan. he knew. Yeah. He was fully aware. I actually took you off a speaker because I didn't know if you were gonna curse at me.
If he won't curse, you can bring him back on speaker.
Hold on, I'm gonna bring you back. He's not gonna be able to hear you guys though because I'm listening to your head.
You're gonna have to relay our messages.
Yes.
You're the voice.
So Matt, you're on with us at this point.
Well, Josh, let me explain to you the Zelda timeline. It goes a little something like this. I hate Aaron Hatch and I hate Crows. That's really what it comes down to.
That pretty much sums it up.
I hate them with a passion.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Anyway, that ends my guest stint. Josh, call me later.
I'll call you back.
All right.
Okay.
And that was that.
That was wonderful.
Yes.
All right, so we were
much
talking
better
about...
than expected.
Well, you guys got your joke out of the way.
I think that, we all shared something special here today.
Hey, you know what? As long as it made us laugh, it's all good.
Yeah, it doesn't matter
And
about
we have
that.
it on recording.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For effort.
Yeah, I think we get an A for effort.
Well, thank you, Josh, for helping us troll Matt back.
Oh, no, thank you.
If he gets mad at you, just blame it on us, and
I always do.
then he'll let you punch me at WonderCon. I'm pretty sure.
Actually, I think we'll all be hanging out together.
Yeah,
I think
Hatch,
it's-
why aren't you coming to WonderCon, huh?
'Cause I'm lame. That's why.
With your goofy glasses and your goofy last name and your face.
Yeah.
I don't know what that meant.
Are you sure you just won't get lost? There's
Bum,
another
bum,
little
bum, bum.
inside joke reference for.
Possibly.
But
Well, actually, some of the listeners know about that because.
We
did I-
never stop talking about it.
yeah.
Well, remember, people who listen during my show might not listen during your show. We're in very...
You interviewed us, or you interviewed me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did interview about you the last thing. I forgot about that. I've interviewed so many people. How am I supposed to remember you? Burn.
Big time.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So I think that's about it.
Okay. I had a good time.
Thanks for indulging
was
us.
was it good for you?
It
Oh,
was
yes.
I hope it was
Awesome.
good for you as it was for me.
I had a fantastic time, and we got to continue it at WonderCon.
That sounds great.
Definitely.
I'm curious, Josh, is there anything else you'd like to tell the listeners out there after this fun little jamboree, I guess we'll call it for today?
I can't think of a thing. I think my mind's just been completely squashed and yeah, I think it was the Zelda timeline.
I think the term for that is
Crows.
you just got crozed. It's a normal effect that happens to everyone.
I did just get crozed.
I just rolled my eyes so badly. Alright, if that's all for that, if you guys missed any of this interview, our party, I don't know what this was.
I think it was just like a mic being here while we were all hanging out, even though we weren't in the same place.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's
If
pretty
you-
much.
If you guys missed any of that, it'll be up on the website over on 918thefan.com in the next few days, so make sure to keep it tuned to your favorite station where we play everything you want and nothing you don't. Say bye, guys!
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.